Welcome back, Lobos. We are here for another Get Lit podcast, and we have a very special guest with us. You may introduce yourself, please.
Thank you. My name is Dr. Minerva Gonzales, and I'm the Nursing Program Director here at Sul Ross.
That's amazing. And today we're going to be discussing how 3D printing is in the medical field. And we have an expert here to, guide us and tell us about these things. And we have a few questions for her. And the first question is, what role does 3D printing play in future healthcare professionals, medical education, and training?
That is a fantastic question. The role that 3D printing plays actually is with hands-on training. So if you have, whether it's, physicians or nursing students, they have the opportunity to practice on these 3D created various things so that we get to practice before we go and, practice on a human or do it on a human. The technology has actually shown a great deal of success in improving surgical techniques through the development of organ models, bone and joint implants, and even precision instruments. So it's been helpful already. And moving forward, I know that they're working on even, what is it called? Sorry, I just went blank. They're working on bioprinting, which is closely related, but they'll use bioink, which includes living cells. So, we're really trucking right along.
That sounds very exciting, very exciting. Can you explain how 3D printing is used for personalized medicine and patient-specific treatments?
Yes. So 3D printing can actually improve how prosthetics fit and function for individualized patients. One size does not fit all. So, to be able to custom make these things with a 3D printer, not only will it, decrease the amount of time that it takes to create them, but then it also helps that patient get what they need faster.
And that's amazing. That's amazing. That's probably something that they're so thankful for and blessed to have. And how does the cost of 3D printing medical devices compare to traditional manufacturing methods?
So 3D printing is far less expensive. In terms of cost savings, it doesn't require all of that cumbersome, costly equipment from traditional manufacturing. But not only that, it also saves time. As I mentioned, it accelerates the speed of producing the products. So like for hearing aids, for example, it used to take a week to create them, and now they can be made in one day.
Wow. So not only do you cut down on your time management, but it's also more cost efficient as well.
Absolutely.
Wow. So where do you see this going in the future? Do you see more medical fields using more 3D printing? Do you think they're going to rely on it more heavily than they have other things in the past?
I do. Healthcare is so incredibly expensive. So trying to find ways to have the same quality of products, but getting them faster and at a less expensive price, those are all very important to every healthcare organization. So I do see it continuing to grow. I know that during the pandemic, 3D printing played a huge part in it because they were actually able to create some of our PPE that we used. So it kind of had a bit of a boom during the pandemic. But I think moving forward, we're going to continue to see that growth.
Wow. Well, I certainly loved it. I certainly learned something new here today. I for sure didn't know how big 3D printing was in the medical field. I didn't know that it was more cost efficient. I assumed that it would be better for the time and everything like that. But man, I've really enjoyed what you have taught us today.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I think that moving forward, again, we're also going to see more of that, the bioprinting, where we use living cells. I think that's, definitely going to be introducing more in terms of the products that we can create. But we also know that it's going to help meet a lot of the supply demands. So when we don't have to rely on, perhaps companies that are far away or, if you can have it done more locally, that's always incredibly helpful. So.
And one final question, is there anything that you're excited about or that you're curious about when it comes to 3D printing in the medical field?
Yes, I think the one thing that really, something that I hope that we figure out is how can we take this same concept and perhaps, this is going to sound weird, but perhaps grow our own organs. And I know that sounds crazy.
Yes, ma'am.
But like I said, the bioprinting piece, I think we have that opportunity. So I'm really going to be looking at the research on that and, just to see, because I can only imagine how many lives can be saved for those that are on an organ transplant waiting list. The possibilities here, I think, are endless.
That would be a game changer.
It would.
It would. Well, we appreciate having you, and you're welcome anytime.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thanks again for having me.
Of course.